mass will rally round the flag, boys will rally once again, shouting the battle cry of freedom. We will rally from the hillside, we'll gather from the plain.
Sir, your dispatch of the 15th instant, making a call in Missouri for 4 regiments of men for immediate service, has been received. There can be, I apprehend, no doubt that the men are intended to form part of the President's army to make war upon the people of the seceded states. Your requisition, in my judgment, is illegal, unconstitutional, and revolutionary in its object, inhumane and diabolical, and cannot be complied with. Not one man will the state of Missouri furnish to carry on any unholy crusade. Governor Claiborne Fox Jackson's response to President Lincoln's request for forces to fight the Confederacy. Carthage, Missouri, Jasper County, July 5, 1861. Welcome to Things You Should Know, Civil War Edition. Today we'll talk about the first chronological battle to occur after Lincoln invoked the war power in lieu of a declaration of war in his message to Congress on July 4, 1861. Shortly after Union General Lyon had successfully completed his attack on Boonville and routed the Missouri State Guard, he sent an exploratory force towards the southwestern portion of Missouri. This was an attempt to cut off the State Guard's retreat and hopefully remove them from the war permanently. On the Confederate side, realizing his predicament, Confederate General Sterling Price called to C.S. Brigadier General Ben McCulloch in Arkansas for help, while the Missouri Governor Claiborne Jackson tried to gather additional State Guard forces at Lamar, Missouri. Price and Jackson linked up on July 4th just outside Carthage, Missouri. On July 5th, Governor Jackson learned of the Union column heading their way and was determined to rebuff General Lyon's progress. They engaged with the Union forces just 6 miles north of Carthage. U.S. Colonel Franz Sigel was leading one of these exploratory forces sent out by General Lyon. During their march, they approached the town of Carthage, and Sigel was confident in the size of his forces, which numbered about 1,100 men. Unbeknownst to Sigel, the Confederates under Price and Jackson outnumbered the Union troops by almost 4 to 1. Sigel started the battle hopeful. He had his Union artillery bombard the Confederate positions. After some time, the artillery ceased fire and Colonel Sigel moved his men forward. Unfortunately for Sigel, Governor Jackson's men were ready. They returned artillery fire on the moving Union troops, which inflicted enough casualties that the Union troops froze and then retreated. Sensing his chance, Governor Jackson ordered his men to pursue the fleeing Union troops, pushing the Union troops to the outskirts of Carthage itself. Once Jackson's men reached the town, the Confederate troops were ordered to split up and attempt to surround the Union forces in town. The battle raged for hours as both sides fought over Carthage town square. It was a constant skirmish with no advantage gained by either side. By that afternoon, Colonel Sigel received word of a large body of additional Missouri State Guard that had joined the rest of the Confederates on Sigel's flank. They had taken positions on his left, outside of town, and fearing he would be surrounded, Sigel ordered his men to retreat. Unfortunately for Sigel, he never found out that the reinforcements were actually unarmed militia who had come without weapons to attempt to assist the Missouri State Guard. However, even with the additional men, the Confederates were unable to stop Sigel's organized retreat. The Union soldiers ended the evening in Sarcoxie, Missouri. The most significant events of the battle was the depopulation of Jasper County, which took years after the war to recover from, and the fact that it was the first and only battle that a sitting governor commanded an army, and in an ironic twist, commanded it against his own country. The casualties were small in comparison to future battles, with 44 Union casualties and 74 Confederate casualties. Join us next week at the Battle of Wilson's Creek, Greene and Christian Counties, August 10, 1861.